Welcome, Joseph. Welcome to our show on Plaantik. Very honored and excited to have you here. So we'll jump right into it. You are one of the very few non-resident Bangladeshis who have made the switch to domestic football here, to try the league out here and hopefully make it to the national team. Tell us about your exciting journey, your ups and downs, and how you made it to Bangladesh.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. How I came here, it's a long story, but long story short, someone I knew contacted someone in Bangladesh. Like someone from Sweden contacted someone in Bangladesh who knew someone in the Bangladesh Football Federation. And in that sense, it took maybe 2 months till they said that, okay, you can come here and play for a trial. So they told me that to book a ticket and come down here. So that's what I did, and fast forward 2 years later, I'm here.
And how did the trial go? Were you nervous? What were your expectations back then?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I've never trained with a national team before. So the trials went pretty good, I would say. And I made quickly that all the players were really friendly to me. So I would say the trial went pretty well. But yeah, but I didn't get to play. I didn't have a Bangladeshi passport, so I didn't get to continue playing with the squad.
And how did the rest of the transition happen from not having a passport from the trial to now a full-time domestic football player in the country here?
I mean, it's taken time to adjust, for sure. It's taken, you have to learn a lot coming here. So I feel like I was like a child. Now maybe I'm growing a little bit. I know a little bit more about how it works here in Bangladesh. Before I didn't know anything. So now, like first when I came, I didn't have a passport. Sheikh Jamal brought me in here. They helped me get my Bangladeshi passport, which I'm very grateful for. But the first year, the first round, I was going to play my first game after maybe 1 month of being in Sheikh Jamal. And the manager brought me to the side and told me that you can't play because we haven't gotten your ITC. And I was pretty shocked about how can they not have my ITC? I sent them all the information like before coming there. So, but no, they didn't have my ITC, and I had to call Swedish Football Federation to ask what's the procedure, and they told me that I had to come back for second round to register. So I went back to Sweden I didn't want to be there just to train and not to be able to play. So that was something also I had to learn. Like, you think you have to be aware of what's going to happen. You cannot rely too much on other people.
And even when you were in Sweden, you were in and out of the country, often during the summer for holidays and stuff. But how has it been like adapting to life here, like as a full-time footballer?
For me, it's been quite easy because in my mind, this is what I want to do. So it has never been difficult for me. I've seen other Bengali players who come from outside. They say they miss this, they miss their family, they miss their friends. But I mean, I want to see my friends, I want to see my family, but I feel like I'm on the right path at least. This is what I should be doing. So I'm enjoying being here, train every day. It feels great to be a professional football player. It's a privilege, I think.
This so far has been quite, a deep, personal kind of interview. So to ask you, would you do it all over again, do you think?
Yes, I would do it all over
Why?
again. Because I know what I want, and this is what I want to do. So it's worth, the journey is worth it. I mean, even though it's setbacks, you have to be able to learn from it.
Yeah.
And you grow from it, and I'm grateful that I have this opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely do it again, but I wouldn't recommend it to the weak-hearted people. But you have to be like, accept like, okay, it's gonna be bumpy roads.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to take the punches.
All right.
All right, so the World Cup's coming up.
Yeah.
What are your expectations from the Swedish national team this time around?
My expectations are that they will make it to the next round, but then as usual they will probably go out on penalties, I think.
And they made it to the World Cup, they made it through the playoffs without Zlatan in the team.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a trend emerging that these guys tend to play better without the king?
I don't think it's a trend. They always play better. I mean, it's sad to say. I love Zlatan. Everybody in Sweden who loves football loves Zlatan. But for some reason, the Swedish national team, they just step up when he's not playing. There's statistics that they win more when Zlatan is not playing. It's like they're afraid when he's playing with them, when they're playing with him. Like they want to please him. But when he's not there, everybody's like, all right, I have to do what I have to do to win. Like everybody does their responsibility perfectly well. So for some reason, even though he's a super player, they play better without him. But I hope that he comes and joins the Swedish World Cup squad.
And he's just recovering from the injury that he suffered last season. So if you got a call from the Swedish FA today to prep for the World Cup during the summer, you still haven't made your debut for the Swedish national team. You're fully eligible. Would you jump?
No, Sweden, they had their chance. I mean, now it's Bangladesh for me.
Hey.
Sweden had its chance.
So you grew up in Sweden. What are some of the earliest memories of football as a Swedish fan?
My earliest memories is definitely the World Cup '94 when Sweden took bronze, and that's, I think, what made me want to play football more than the other sports, because I was always active with sports. But yeah, definitely World Cup '94, when being up every night with my family and watching Sweden make it through and got bronze. That's amazing. That made you want to dream to be there one day. So if I'm not there with Sweden, I'm dreaming there to be there with Bangladesh.
Comparing Sweden to Bangladesh,
Yeah.
what's the biggest difference that you can see in Bangladesh?
The country or football?
Football.
The biggest difference is organization.
Yeah.
And football, like the B League, you play only Chittagong and Bahani is the team that is playing from outside.
Right.
In Sweden, you you travel all over the country.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any supporters here. It's very few. And how can someone from a different city identify themselves with a team from Dhaka?
It's true.
So.
And anything that has shocked you, not just football, but like what's the biggest thing that has shocked you on a regular lifestyle basis when you compare to Sweden?
I mean, I have been coming here since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I've seen so this is normal for me. So it's not
a huge
it's
difference.
not a huge. This is home for me now. So
having said that, you do have that Zlatan accent.
If I have the Zlatan accent,
you do have the Zlatan.
I do have it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, we make fun of his accent in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
The Swedish accent, or
no, his
accent, the way he speaks.
The way he speaks. We make fun of it, like, oh, I'm Zlatan and this and that. But and we make fun of his nose. But he's a king in Sweden. Like, we love him more than the actual king in Sweden. So he's royalty in Sweden. So, but it's funny that you say that. I love Zlatan. Zlatan, I love you.